Hey, how are you wrestling fans doing? One thing I want to talk about is, AEW's Dynamite that was broadcasted live on TBS and stuff. And yeah, it's me, Red Boa. You could just say that right there. And yeah, I guess you could say the Dynamite show started off with the TBS Championship match. Where we have the New Japan Wrestling, strong champion, the CEO Mercedes Monet with Camille, versus Hikaru Shida and stuff. Starting with that stuff. And I gotta say, honestly, I think this match, it not very swash. You could say, I mean, pretty decent. You could say this was a pretty decent match because no swashes or anything or anything. No, not really. Like none of the matches were too quick. You could say and that stuff. So when I guess how to start this off is you could say Shida, got a lot more aggressive than we normally see her and stuff, while being backed by being well, having Mercedes backed against the ropes and stuff with Sheeta, lowering her shoulder, dropping the champion with the running tackle and stuff. Is we have Mercedes, rallying back with an arm drag into a crossface before you have, Sheeta escaping, and it was a stalemate in the early goings as both wrestlers, went for a drop kick at the same time and stuff. As Sheeta rocked Mercedes with the Hurricane Rana, and their running knee strike and stuff. As Sheeta she also followed up with a snap suplex before Sheeta nailed Mercedes with the backbreaker and stuff. Uh, from there, we get Camille, distracting Sheeta outside the ring, allowing Mercedes to capitalize with the Meteor on Sheeta and stuff. The thing about this match is that like before this match, I think I was like wondering what were they gonna do with Britt Baker. Like that's the thing, because I know like at an earlier point, Britt Baker got suspended. You could say, and that it just leave me wondering like what's gonna happen to her next. I guess you could say it's like really good to bring her back and stuff, bring the Britt Baker back and stuff, because like I think she did a good job pulling off a little stunt on Camille, because Camille thought that one person was her, but it was just a fan with a mask or something. It was just which felt intentional. Like, yeah, that was a good little part of the situation right there. You could say as we get Sheeta, following up with a snap suplex, and not only that, you have Sheeta nailing Mercedes with the backbreaker and stuff. As Camille distracted Sheeta outside the ring and stuff, allowing Mercedes to capitalize with the Meteor on Sheeta right there. And not only that, you have Mercedes just peppering Sheeta with forearm strikes in the corner right there and stuff. And yeah, and honestly, this match right here, I like how they give this women's match decent time, because pretty often women's matches are like 4 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. But this one turned out to be around like between 7 or 10 minutes, and I thought this match was pretty decent. Like no quick swash or anything, just good. You could say. So anyway, so yeah, from there, I guess you could say Mercedes hit a backstabber on Sheeta before Mercedes charged at Sheeta and stuff. Before Sheeta dodged the champ, his Mercedes connected with the Meteora, but just Sheeta was able to kick out at the 2 count and stuff. As Mercedes, just went for the three amigos suplexes and stuff, but I think Sheeta right there blocked the third one right there and countered with the Falcon Arrow for a 2 count right there and stuff. And if the Falcon Arrow, like honestly, I think like the Falcon Arrow, that's like a real one-on-one option. I guess you could say like the Falcon Arrow, because let's say it's not. I mean, this made. Where do I start? So anyway, I had a little character in that game called Fight Forever who also had the Falcon Arrow, and it seemed to have worked on a one-on-one situation. But when fighting multiple opponents at the same time, I had a struggle anyway. But I had to stop playing that game because it was just getting lacking. Just getting lacking. That's the thing about that video game, Fight Forever. It's just very lacking. They could have fixed it a lot better, man. There's a number of flaws going on in that game and stuff, as you could say. So anyway, we have Sheeta just grabbing a kendo stick and whacking Camille with it and stuff. As we got Sheeta wanting to use it again, but then Mercedes, just pulled it away, and we have the ref just admonishing, Mercedes while he was distracted. But as we get Camille just booting Sheeta right there, and that before we also get Mercedes just smashing Sheeta with the Monet breaker and scoring the pin right there, and that's where Mercedes managed to get the win right there before we have Britt Baker's music playing and stuff, and we get Camille just seeing a masked person in the front row. Because at first, I think like they expected Britt Baker to show up on stage, but she didn't. she kind of like appeared like rather unexpectedly, you could say, like from the other side, like the opposite side of where the stage was at and stuff. So anyway, we get yeah, yeah, from right there, yeah, Britt Baker's music was playing, and they have Camille just seeing a masked person right there wearing a hoodie and thinking it was Britt Baker. Camille just pulled that person over the guardrail and stuff, and instead, Britt Baker just jumped into the ring and ambushed Mercedes. I'm gonna tell you, man. I mean, at least the guardrails in real life stay intact compared to the damn game. Because the guardrails in the damn Fight Forever game disappointed me. It really did. It actually did. I'm telling you, it disappointed. The guardrails in Fight Forever just bad. Just tumble over. Just what's with that? That was just bad. Like when I had Jack Perry just clipped into the crowd and he got stuck, which was part of a glitch. And I don't know if they patched that yet or something, but apparently not. So anyway, we get Britt Baker jumping into the ring and ambushing Mercedes before we have Baker just wanting for the lockjaw, but Camille managed to ran it up to break things up and stuff. You could say, before we get Renee Paquette, being interested, Renee Paquette, interviewing Jay Lethal backstage and stuff, where we have, Hangman Adam Page interrupting the interview, attacking Jay Lethal, which led to the ring, where we have the next match and stuff, which is Hangman Adam Page versus Jay Lethal and stuff. And honestly, this match right here, it could have felt a little bit longer, honestly. Like, dude, like, come on, Adam Page, come on. This match could have been better and stuff. I mean, anyway, yeah, we get Lethal using Page's aggression against him, by blasting Page with 5 consecutive tope suicidas and stuff. We have Taz just, quoting, talk about emptying the tank. That is tough to do, which does sound like it. Anyway, before we have, Page just planting Lethal with the dead eye on the apron and stuff. Before we have Page also whipping Lethal into the barricade. And then, just throwing him into the timekeeper's table before we have Page just swarming Lethal and battering Lethal with stiff shots right there. Before we also have Hangman's Adam Page, spiking Lethal with the Death Valley driver for near fall and stuff, as we have Jay Lethal just rallying back, with the Lethal combination. But, just from there, Adam Page kicked out at the 2 count and stuff. And, we also have Adam Page just locking in the crossface, but that's where we have Lethal reversing with a roll up before, Adam Page escaped down right there. I mean, this match, I guess you could say some good flexibility going around here and there and stuff. But, anyway, this match could have been a little bit longer and stuff. But, I don't know, it's still decent in my opinion. So anyway, we have Hangman trying to gouge Lethal's eyes and walloping Lethal with this discus lariat before you have Page, drilling Lethal with the buckshot lariat and pinning Lethal right there and stuff. And that's where I think Hangman Adam Page managed to win that one right there and stuff. Before we have Pac being backstage and demanding the camera person to get closer and stuff. As just Pac, he's just right there, just quoting like, "Who is the number 1 contender for the American Championship? It's me." From what he was saying and stuff. And before that, he says that Will Ospreay was going behind his back and tries sliding into Tony Khan's office and stuff and signs himself a championship match for the Wembley Stadium and stuff. And not only that, from there, yeah, you could say that Pac was getting sick and tired of Will Ospreay's crap right there and stuff, while being constantly overlooked, manipulated, and treated like a bum and stuff. Well, you could say that was Pac's ticket to the Wembley moment, but I guess from there, I guess to him it was okay that he sanctioned his own revenge and stuff. And I guess from there, you have Darby Allin walking into the ramp, and yeah, I think Darby Allin got his butt whooped kind of a little bit hard in this situation a little bit right here, because Jack Perry, where it was really going at it was Darby Allin and the backstage and stuff. Where right here we have just Darby Allin having that door closed right on him. It was like a garage door or something, like some kind of garage door. Like it just like come from the top and then just went down on just Darby Allin's stomach, and he just couldn't break free. Well, you have just Jack Perry just trash talking him and stuff, and just hurling a trash can. You could say right there from there and stuff. And not only that, yeah, Jack Perry was really going at it, because I guess like he was. I would assume that he wanted to get even, because he almost got set on fire, or he could have gotten. I don't know. Anyway, I doubted. Honestly, I really doubted that Darby Allin would have done that, like set Jack Perry on fire, because Jack Perry was really getting even with him right here. The stuff is we get Jack Perry lowering a garage door, across Darby's chest right there, trapping Darby under it. Yeah, and I think from there you got the security trying to hold Darby back and stuff. Just trying to separate those two and stuff. Where we also have Jack Perry demanding a coffin match at the Wembley Stadium and stuff. Where we have Tony Khan making it official. So that does sound pretty cool. So we're getting so I think real soon we should be getting the coffin match between Jack Perry and Darby Allin. I'm down to say, because that doesn't sound boring at all. You could say from there. So I guess like for AEW All in London for the TNT Championship, we're gonna get Jack Perry and Darby Allin in a coffin match, like I said right there. So anyway, I guess from right here, you have the glamour, Mariah May having strong words for AEW Women's World Champion, timeless Toni Storm right there. Okay, I gotta admit, this little promo of Mariah May did sound pretty decent. I like this promo right here. That was pretty cool right here. Like what Mariah May did with the visual effects and stuff, you could say. So anyway, she was quoting this year it's all about Mariah, Tony. Your greatest mistake was being alive the same time as me. You wanted to be a star. Well, it's now time to burn and stuff. And it was like, it sounded like pretty passive aggressive to me. It actually did. It actually did sound pretty passive aggressive. Because I like that promo. Thought that was pretty decent, So anyway, we also had Renee Paquette, interviewing Mina Shirakawa backstage, where we have Mina saying she has not heard from Mariah and has not heard from Tony either. With Mina saying that she still loves both and she just hopes that no one seriously gets hurt. Because that right there, I think that's where Mina is just trying to play neutral in that case, you could say. Yeah, she was trying to play neutral right there and stuff. As we get the three-way for the number one spot in the Casino Gauntlet at All in London, which is supposed to be that happening right there stuff. So yeah, I guess from right there we're gonna right there is supposed to be Kyle O'Reilly versus freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, you could say, and the Undisputed Kingdom's Roderick Strong taking place after that little backstage stuff in there. So yeah, that's where we have Roddy, whipping Orange into the turnbuckles and just chopping him and stuff before we have Kyle just sending Roddy over the top rope with the clothesline. I think from there, yeah, Cassidy followed up with the Tope Suicida, as we have Roderick just tossing Orange with the Uranage stuff, and I'm gonna call it a Uranage because it would be pretty funny if we just pronounced that as Uranage. Like that would have been a bad way to pronounce it in a funny way at the same time. That's why I call it the Uranage. The Uranage throwing into Kyle's back and stuff, as we have Roddy just driving Cassidy down with a backdrop before we also have Kyle just putting Orange in a rear naked choke. From there, we get Roderick just grabbing both of them in a double stronghold. And not only that, you could say Orange Cassidy dropped an elbow from the top rope with, landing on Kyle and stuff, who had Roderick in a guillotine choke and stuff. And not only that, the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions Mike Bennett and Matt Taven came down to ringside with steel chairs and stuff before we have Tomohiro Ishii and the Ring of Honor World Champion Mark Briscoe. I like how Mark Briscoe jumped in because he was like really. I just love how he did that body language. That's thinking about Mark Briscoe. So anyway, we get the conglomeration running down to end up, to even up the odds, you could say, pulling Taven and Matt Bennett from the apron and stuff, with Briscoe catapulting off a steel chair in the ring and flipping into Taven and Bennett on the floor. Yeah, I really love how Mark Briscoe just came in there and tried to get involved in the situation. Because Mark Briscoe's a pretty funny guy. I just love how he does the body language, does the little poses and stuff from here and there. As we get Orange rocketing out of the ring and stuff with the tope to Roderick, before we have Roderick just ramming Orange into the edge of the ring and stuff, and then wiping out Kyle. And not only that, we have Kyle and Roderick just trading strikes in the center of the ring from right there, before we also get Orange Cassidy just kicking both of them and stomping on them and stuff. Because we also have Orange just following up with the double Hurricane Rana and stuff. And not only that, we get Orange spiking Kyle with the DDT and then nailing Roddy with the beach break for a near fall. And I just gotta tell you, I really like the DDT. It just looks like a really cool move. It's such a really hard move to perform. That's just where you spin around the person's neck, the opponent. I thought that sounds good. Like the DDT, that's one of my most favorite moves of all, along with the suplex. I like that. You know, and not only that, we get Kyle just putting Orange in an armbar, and then applying a heel hook on Roderick right there before we have Orange escaping and punting Roddy with the PK and stuff. And not only that, we have Roddy and Kyle just connecting with the high low on Orange. From there we get Kyle and Roddy just rocking one another with elbow strikes as we get Roderick just smashing Kyle with the sick kick. And before that, we have Orange just rolling up Kyle with the crucifix pin and grabbing the victory right there. So that's where Orange Cassidy managed to win the fight right there, that situation right there. This match right here. So yeah, this was a three-way match, you could say, for the number one spot in the Casino Gauntlet at All in London. So I guess apparently, yeah, Orange Cassidy is going to be there as well and stuff. Because yeah, you can tell this is like a tournament type situation and stuff. The winner gets to the next fight. The winner gets to the next branch, you could say, the branch of the tournaments and stuff like that. The tradition and stuff, because that's how combat sports work. That's how they work and stuff. So I guess you could say up next, up next there was a face to face between the AEW Continental Champion, the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, and Blackpool Combat Club's Claudio Castagnoli. Moderated by Renee Paquette, who was supposed to be, John Moxley's wife and stuff. And I was kind of wondering, like, what happened to John Moxley, because I haven't been seeing him get booked lately. I was wondering what's going on and stuff. So yeah, I guess from right there, you get Tony Schiavone being in the ring to interview Hook and stuff, as we get Hook wearing a bandage over his eyes, the result of that fireball that the FTW champion, the Learning Tree Chris Jericho, threw at him and stuff, which was a glass and stuff. Yeah, because he hit him in the eye with the fireball and stuff. And not only that, they were exchanging words right there. And yeah, Hook apparently still wanted to even the odds with Chris Jericho, even though he got his eye hurt pretty badly and stuff. Yeah, and they're just like cussing each other out and stuff. And the thing about this situation right here, yeah, Chris Jericho really had that sarcasm, just telling Hook, "Okay, bye." Dude, that sounded a little bit passive aggressive and evil to me. That was a little bit twisted, like just really sarcastic, man. That sounded really sarcastic to me, you could say. As we also have the AEW World Tag Team Championship match, the Young Bucks versus the Young Bucks with the EVPs, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, fighting the Acclaim right there and stuff. And I guess like apparently I was going for the Acclaim, but the Young Bucks managed to win this one right here. So yeah, this one we have the Acclaim jumping the Bucks as the Bucks were making their entrance before you have Bowens just jumping off the stage and onto the champions and stuff. As we go back into the ring and stuff, this is where Bowens just smashed Matt face first into the mat, as we have Daddy Ass walking into the ring to fire up the Acclaim in that. As we also have Caster and Daddy Ass just having Matthew cornered outside the ring right there, but Matthew just decided to run away. With Daddy Ass just trying to go to whack Nicholas with a steel chair, but the referee rejected Daddy Ass from the ring side right there. Yep, and yeah, even to this day, he still calls himself Daddy Ass right there. So yeah. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, that's right. Matthew pummeling Max with the right hands, and get Nicholas just ranking his fingernails down Caster's back before you have Nicholas just inadvertently kicking Matthew, allowing Bowens to tag in and stuff before you have Bowens just getting cracked with a super kick from Nicholas and stuff before you have Matthew just nailing Bowens with the sliced bread, followed by a knee strike by Nicholas for a near fall on Bowens. And not only that, we have the Bucks just pumping up their Reeboks and blasting Caster with super kicks, where Bowens deflated the Bucks with double lariats. Not only that, you have Caster tagging in and dropping Nicholas with their sling blade. For you also, Caster just pressing Matthew and power slamming him into the turnbuckles right there, as we have Caster just jumping over the top rope and landing on Nicholas and stuff. Nicholas, you could say. And that I'm just doing that on purpose. My tongue was not actually slipping right there. I was actually doing that on purpose, just to be silly and dumb at the same time. But anyway, we have Caster coming off the top rope with the crossbody press into Nicholas for a near fall and stuff. And boy, my back is killing me right now. But anyway, we get the fans chanting, "This is awesome. This is awesome." Let me say it more appropriately. This is awesome. This is awesome. Yes, kind of like that right there. As Nicholas went for a senton, but just not only that, Caster countered that by raising his knees and stuff, and from there, Matthew powerbombed Bowens onto the wrap before we have Matthew just shoving Caster backwards and, inadvertently knocking down the referee with Matthew kicking Caster with the low blow and stuff. As we also get Matthew just bringing up his championship title into the ring before you have the FTR just running down into the ring and stuff. Dax Harwood grabbed the title belt away from Matthew while Cash Wheeler tried to help the referee back to his feet and stuff. As we also get Matthew spitting at Dax in the face and stuff before Dax dropped Matthew with a double leg takedown. And that from there, Dax grounded and pounded Matthew in that situation. And not only that, the ref got to his feet and saw this, and the ref disqualified the Acclaimed right there. So I guess that's where the Acclaimed ended up getting disqualified, and that's what allowed the FTR to win the match right there. I was really expecting the Acclaimed to win this one right here. I really was expecting them to win. So anyway, I guess you could say Daddy Ass sprinted back to the ring and stuff before you have security having to keep the Acclaimed, and the FTR separated while the Bucks walked away laughing and stuff. Yeah, they have that little sarcasm, you could say, because there's been plenty of sarcasm in this match, kind of like what happened with Chris Jericho just waving his hand saying goodbye or something, whatever. So I guess right there you have Excalibur just quoting FTR just cost the Acclaimed to the AEW World Tag Team Championship right there. And stuff is we have Taz just saying you can't blame Dax, the guy spat in his face and stuff, where we have the FTR just trying to help. And not only that, you get Christopher Daniels being backstage with Renee Paquette, and I can tell he shaved a little bit from what it looks like right here. So I guess that what goes, and that goes down to the main event, you could say. That leads right up to the main event, with champion Swerve Strickland, Prince Nana outside the ring, because we have the Blackpool Combat Cubs, Wheeler Yuta. And it just really felt like to me Wheeler Yuta spent like almost 10 minutes just suffering. Because this honestly to me this felt like a real easy prediction, you could say. This was a real easy prediction to me because like Swerve Strickland, you could tell that Swerve Strickland could easily gain the upper hand on Wheeler Yuta because like I said, this was a real easy prediction right here. Like it really felt like Swerve Strickland was going to win that. So anyway, we get the American Dragon Bryan Danielson sitting ringside for this match and stuff as we have Yuta charging at Swerve. But that's where Swerve countered with the strike and stuff as we have Swerve whipping Yuta into the steel barricade right there. And not only that, we have Swerve just going into Danielson's face and saying that he was going to retire him next week and stuff. Because the thing about Bryan Danielson and Swerve is that Bryan Danielson decided that if he loses against Swerve, he's pretty much going to retire from that point on. And a friend of mine told me that it would make sense for Bryan Danielson to win and then give his title to Swerve later on after that. So in other words, if Bryan Danielson wins, he would be fighting a little bit longer. And I thought that made sense. But it's okay if Swerve wins too, in my opinion. That's all right. So anyway, we get Wheeler just drilling Swerve with a German suplex, and not only that, Wheeler just chopped at Swerve before, we also get Swerve just absorbing the contact and just laughing from here and there and stuff. Not only that, we have Swerve just bashing Wheeler with an uppercut headbutt. And from there, Swerve cracked Yuta with the house call kick and stuff. I like when Swerve does the house call kick. That's pretty cool. So anyway, we get Swerve just nailing Yuta with the second house call kick right there again, and the third house call kick in a row and stuff. Thinking about Swerve in this match, he was kicking Wheeler Yuta pretty hard in the face and stuff. And I thought, that was pretty effective, you could say. So anyway, we get Danielson jumping into the ring to stop the punishment and stuff. Or we have Swerve just quoting, just saying that was just an example of what I'm going to do to you at Wembley Stadium in 2 weeks, right there. Just Swerve just hyping things up, challenging Bryan Danielson for the next situation right there. Stuff, So that's what happened right there. And not only that, we get Danielson just turning his back to check on Yuta and stuff. Because in that situation, I think Swerve, like for a brief moment, managed to put Wheeler Yuta unconscious. It's just like I said, this felt like an easy prediction. Like, of course, it felt obvious that Swerve was going to win because Swerve, I guess, to me, has been putting up a reputation because He's just like really competitive. And a friend told me that he was not only a wrestler, but he was also a Marine. He also came from the military and stuff, because which explains why he used to wear the green pants. You know, the military fatigues, you could say, and stuff. Yes, we have Danielson, just turning his back on turning his back to check on Yuta, where we have Swerve just running down to the ring and blindsiding Danielson with the house call kick right there. And that part caught me off guard right there, because I thought like Swerve was just going to leave for good, and then he just came back and just got Danielson right there, just caught him off guard right there. So yeah, I guess that gives you a better perspective of what's going to happen, like a better hint, you could say, or a clue of what's going to happen when Bryan Danielson and Swerve face each other. Because like that even got me off guard, because I did not see that coming from Swerve. I thought he was just going to walk up backstage, but out of thin air, he just appears on the other side of the ring and stuff, and like he was like hiding behind the ring or something. That caught me off guard and that stuff. So yeah, so that's where you have Excalibur saying that, with being All In London being an end to the era. No, you have Excalibur asking, will All In London be the end of the era? Will also be the end of Bryan Danielson, and that we'll find out at Wembley and stuff, And yeah, that's pretty much what concluded the entire show right there. And yep, that's all I have to say for this right here and stuff. And this match, this show, I would give a 9 out of 10 and stuff, because a 9 out of 10 right there. I don't know, either a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10, because so far I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10, you could say, and stuff. So yeah, that's all I have to give for this video. Just like I said, I hope you wrestling fans take care and stuff. Like, not just wrestling fans, but other people too watching this as well and stuff. And anyway, if they are, I don't know. So anyway, yeah, that's that right there. So anyway, I hope you people are doing all right and stuff, and I hope you guys take care of yourselves and your lives, you could say. So yeah, this is Red Boa, or Red Lightning Boa, you could say, stuff. And yep, I'm out. It's the end of the video right here. Bye bye.